Welcome back to the Paper Oligarch channel where we talk about everything finance. This is the update of my portfolio for the past month. I hope you'll find this information useful, but, usual disclaimer, please note that this is not investing advice. It's just my portfolio as it stands on June 1st and can change at any time without previous notification. Following an investment strategy without doing the work yourself is almost guaranteed to result in losses. So, please be careful since it's your responsibility to do your own research before investing. Anyways, without further ado, let's begin. After no activity in April, this month I started buying a bit to do some dollar cost averaging. I mostly bought S&P 500, BRD, which is a Romanian bank that gave pretty hefty dividends last year and also had a pretty good first quarter. Also BVB, which is the Romanian stock exchange. Actually, this one I remove it from watchlist status, which is a small purchase under $100 or so, to become an actual, however very small, investment. And last but not least, I also accumulated some more Aquila, which is a Romanian transporter. I didn't buy too much due to the current uncertainty in the markets, just about 1% of assets since my cash position is approaching the lower end of my safe zone. However, in the next 2 months I will start receiving the bulk of my dividends and bond coupon payments, so I will be having some more money to invest if the market goes further down, as I expect it will. So, this is how the portfolio looks right now. I am about 3% down for the month, which is surprisingly good considering the price drops that we had this month in all the markets. This is mainly due to the increase in energy stocks, which are a significant part of my portfolio. Nuclear Electrica, which is a nuclear energy producer, Fondul Proprietatea, which is actually a play on Hidroelectrica, which is a water energy producer, and Transgaz, which is a gas transporter in Romania, which all held relatively stable or actually went up a little bit. Anyways, the allocation pyramid is more or less the same as last month. You can see the 1% decrease in cash, which I used to do the dollar cost average mentioned in the previous slides. And there are also some changes in the price action of equities, the most relevant being crypto, which is down significantly, about 1/3. Actually, Solana halved and Bitcoin lost a little bit less, but on average I think I'm down about 36 or 38%. Anyways, as I mentioned, this is not a problem since I plan to hold the asymmetric risk reward assets, mainly crypto, long term until it will either go up in price significantly or go to zero. To be honest, I hope that it will go up since more money is always better than less money. However, it's not like I'm having a high conviction that this is gonna happen since I'm not a true believer in cryptocurrencies and their benefit to the world. I told this before, but a friend of mine jokingly told me when he heard that I was investing full time that he has an advice for me to just buy low and sell high. It was of course a silly joke, but there is some truth to that statement. So let's see how we can try and improve our odds of doing just that. First, there are 2 steps to buying low and selling high, right? Wrong. There are actually 3 steps. 1. Buy low. 2nd, you need to hold the asset. And 3rd, sell high. So let's go through all of them one by one. First, buying low. One strategy would be to wait for a correction and buy, as Warren Buffett said, be fearful when others are greedy and greedy when others are fearful. However, in order to do this, you have to always keep a safety net of cash to be able to take advantage of market downturns. As Nathan Rothschild supposedly said, the time to buy is when there's blood in the streets, even if the blood is your own. This is the hard part, when you already see significant drops in your own portfolio, to have the presence of mind to accumulate more. It's psychologically hard, but this is when the best opportunity present themselves. The second strategy will be to have an investment punch card. This is again an idea stolen from Buffett to not make too many investments. The idea comes from a punch card where you punch a hole in it where every time you do an investment, and it results in having a limited number of investments that you do. This is useful for a few reasons. First, you avoid overtrading, which generates commissions, meaning less profits. Second, it makes it easier for you to keep track and analyze the results of a limited number of companies and find cheap bargains. This is subjective, so whatever cheap stock means to you. However, I explained how I analyze a stock in a previous video, so if you don't know how to, please check it out. And third, since your investments are limited to a small number, you invest only if you are very confident that the price of an asset is cheap relative to its value. My current strategy is that I have the current portfolio of about 20 investments, and I plan to have 24 in my lifetime. So this is the punch card. Usually replacing an existing one with a better option. This is not a hard rule, but a rule of thumb which I plan to follow for the foreseeable future. Now that you bought some assets, the second step is to hold them. Howard Marks of Work3 Capital once said, "It's not the things you buy and sell that make you money, it's the things you hold." But in order to be able to hold when stuff gets scary, you need to, first, don't bet money you might need. I mentioned the safety net a lot, but this is just because it's super necessary to have one when investing actively. Second would be to avoid using leverage. The worst thing is to be forced to sell and shortly after the price goes up a lot. This can be devastating for an investor. Third would be to be diversified. Even though assets are more and more correlated than ever today, and my portfolio is down overall, I have pockets like the energy companies that I mentioned that are keeping the portfolio afloat. The idea of holding is that long-term assets go up, so all you need to do is to be able to hold them on and go along for the ride. The last step is to sell. This is kind of the easy part. You can sell when you need the money or find a better investment. However, when you sell, you need to keep in mind the barbell strategy allocation, meaning the 90-10 Pareto principles with 90% safe assets and 10% risky assets, which in my case are the cryptocurrencies. However, you can use options or whatever you consider you are competent in. This is because some of the assets, especially the risky ones, might go up too much and become most of your portfolio. While this is a good problem to have, is nevertheless a problem that you need to address, since all your risk shift in that one or few assets that went up a lot. Also, when you sell and take some chips off the table, don't sell everything. The idea is that the most money is made while holding. As David Sachs said, let your winners ride. So let me know in the comments what you think about my portfolio and the overall buy and sell strategy that I have. I hope you liked the video. See you next time, hopefully with more money in both our portfolios and our bank accounts. Bye.